Today my guests are Nick Tate and Richard Norton. They will be our presenters to the upcoming webinar, Advanced Leadership, Becoming an Exceptional Leader. They are practitioners rather than academics and have between them a combined total of over 70 years of experience in practical leadership. Hello Nick, hello Richard, how are you today?
Fine, thank you, Tony.
Yep. Hi, Tony. Yep.
Hi. This 1-hour webinar serves as an introduction to a 2-day program, Advanced Leadership, Becoming an Exceptional Leader. Could you tell me more about this webinar, what our participants can learn from it?
Yes, certainly, Tony. The webinar provides an overview of the 2-day Advanced Leadership Program, which is an immersive leadership program and training experience, ideal for those who aspire to senior leadership positions or have had several years of management experience. We'll talk through the program in general terms, including how it's different to the traditional leadership programs through the use of experiential learning strategies, which are tailored to adult learners, along with providing participants with a suite of proven practical tools and methods that they can take back to their workplaces. We'll also talk briefly about the use of practical group exercises and gameplay to help illustrate key points and concepts. As well as being valuable learning tools, they're fun as well. Participants would also be given a deeper dive into a number of topics covered during the Advanced Leadership Program, and these include leading and managing change, organizational decision-making, delve in team roles, communication styles and influencing with stories. And these topics together represent about half of the total program. Through the discussion about each of them, participants will gain an insight into some of the content.
So one of the key differentiators of the Advanced Leadership Program is that it's a face-to-face program. And participants might wonder, well, why not do this as a virtual program online, particularly in the current environment? One of the things that we know about great leaders is that they're able to effectively lead people regardless of the circumstances or how dire things get. Many of the techniques that great leaders use are built on a very deep understanding of how human beings relate to each other, and sometimes this is referred to as soft skills. And I always like to say, human beings are always social animals. It's deeply part of being human, and our brains are hardwired to be this way. So becoming a great leader requires participants to both experience firsthand and practice the tools and methods that we teach. And it's something that's almost impossible to impart via a virtual session.
And Nick, could you tell me who must be involved in this session?
Yes, certainly. As we mentioned, the program is aimed at those who aspire to senior leadership positions or have had several years of management experience. Having said that, the content is broadly applicable to anyone in a leadership position, whether they be in a small organization or part of a large company. We've had very senior C-level executives attend the program, and they've all commented that they've learned many things from the program. I remember one participant some years ago commented that he'd learnt much about the theory of leadership through his postgraduate studies and an MBA, but neither his postgraduate studies nor his MBA had given him the knowledge, skills and understanding about how to apply the theory in a practical situation in the workplace. Another key point is that great leaders never stop learning. No one ever reaches the point where they know everything. For this reason, even established leaders recognize the need to continue their professional development in leadership. And everybody will undoubtedly, whether a seasoned leader or not, gain something from the program. The final point, perhaps, is that great leaders don't have all the answers. What they do have is a strong professional network that they can draw on. They might not know the answer to a particularly difficult problem or issue, but through their professional network, they'll know someone who does have an answer. The Advanced Leadership Program will help build participants for them an enduring professional network by working with people they've never met before over the 2 days and building trusted relationships with them.
And I have a last question for Richard as well. Some people are natural leaders, but can we all become an exceptional leader? Is this mission impossible?
It's certainly true that leadership comes more naturally to some people, often through a combination of their personality and their instincts. But I think undoubtedly that's the exception and not the rule. If we look across history, there are many examples of people who have not been a natural leader, but through circumstances which are either out of their control or they find themselves in a leadership position during a crisis or when they least expected it. So such individuals often rise to the occasion, and they're often viewed by future generations or by history as being great leaders. Winston Churchill is one such example. Those who knew him at the time and were very close to him also knew that he suffered from manic depression, the black dog as he would call it. And he was often so paralysed by despair that he spent time in bed, he had little energy, very few interests, he lost his appetite and he couldn't concentrate. And this wasn't a one-off thing either, it was something that plagued him throughout his adult life. Yet he's credited with being the pivotal leader that helped the UK and the people of the UK and the Allies navigate their way through the terrible times of World War II. So I would argue it's not mission impossible, and we've seen many examples where that quiet person who everyone just takes for granted, later emerges to be the best leader in the group.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Nick, for this short interview. Have a successful week ahead.
Thank you.
No worries. Thank you, Tony.
We are at MBS Academy. Follow us on LinkedIn and Twitter for more information about our events and more digital technology and digital risk insights. See you next time.